You are a Tarzan guy.
Yes.
You know, there's a large group of people who are Brother Bear guys.
Okay.
Have you listened through Brother Bear soundtrack?
No, I've never even seen the movie.
Maybe we should watch that.
Maybe that'll be a future Filmbuster.
It's Joaquin Phoenix and Phil Collins.
Joaquin Phoenix.
It's amazing. I mean, the movie is kind of shitty, but
I've heard decent things about it.
the soundtrack's great.
Yeah.
Tina Turner's on a track, for God's sakes.
Whoa.
Oh.
The Tina Turner.
Yeah, dude, she's still alive. Wait,
By gosh.
she was in, 2004 when that came out? That's an old movie now.
Yeah. Yeah, Brother Bear is an old movie.
It's weird. Maybe I won't. I don't know if I want to do a film buster or not.
Okay.
I don't know. So the movie starts
let me
up in
know,
like
man.
old school ratio, right?
Yeah.
You know, like old TVs.
Okay.
And then when he turns into a bear, it goes to widescreen. It's like trying to do what fucking Wizard of Oz did
With the color.
with the color, yeah. But it's like every time I start the movie, I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Well, they have the good version.
Half the movie's gone.
Yeah.
What the hell?
And then when it gets to the widescreen, I don't notice it. I've never noticed it. I actually read that somewhere, and I've seen the movie like 20 times.
Nice. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Brother Bear.
I haven't seen it.
Wait. Brother Bear, I let you down. Oh. And then I can change the things I've done. I do anything within my power. Oh, what a good song.
Cool, man.
It's so good to sing in here. Why don't you sing in here more often?
I do. I sing in here whenever I'm making food and stuff.
I guess I'm never here.
I know. Yeah. Sorry, I don't make you breakfast in bed because you don't live here.
It's not like when we first started dating. That's what I was just saying.
Yes, when we were lovers.
Goddamn. The past is a cruel mistress.
Just like the movie Reminiscence was trying to get across.
There we go. I get it now.
See? It's not a bad film. Come on, Michael. Gotcha.
Filibuster!
I don't know. I feel like we should just. No, it's coming. Welcome to Filibuster. My name's Mike, and joined by John. Hi, John.
I am John. He is Mike.
That's right.
We are going to talk about a really 3D movie called Zootopia.
Yeah, Zootopia. John brought me Zootopia.
By the late, great Disney.
Oh, man.
Disney's not dead, I know.
They're just going to blow up so big that they just like implode on themselves.
Yeah. Well, I did see when I was looking up like information about Zootopia.
Yeah.
I did see that apparently they are working on a second Zootopia that's supposed to release November 24th of this year, which is really soon.
That's not going to happen.
Not seen any
There's
marketing
no
for
way
it whatsoever.
I thought, you know what I thought? I thought Sing was in the same universe, but that's a whole different.
Yeah, it's a whole different universe.
It's not even Disney, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Huh. That was weird. Like, who is that? Is that DreamWorks, something like that?
I think it is.
Those fuckers who just jump on the coattails of Disney whenever they get a chance. And they come out with a shit movie. I didn't hate Sing.
Yeah, Sing wasn't bad. I never saw the sequel.
There's a sequel?
Yeah, there's a sequel. There's Sing 2. I never saw it. But,
Me neither, apparently, yeah.
But anyways, that's not what we're talking about today.
No.
God bless Matthew McConaughey, but that's not what we're talking about today.
Is he in Sing?
Yeah. He's the koala.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Brother.
I'm going to say it's Dustin Hoffman. Go.
No, it's... Oh, my God.
Now we're talking about Sing.
You're really going to make me...
Yeah, because I want to prove you wrong on live television.
I like how I type in Sing and Sing 2 pops up.
Really?
Yeah.
He's not the koala. Can't be.
Matthew McConaughey, Buster Moon.
It was Matthew McConaughey.
That's the koala.
You know what? When you said... I'm not going to cover my ass. It's fine. I lost. It's fine.
I said koala.
You did. You're right. And I could say something, but everyone's going to be like, oh, no, he's just saying that because he's wrong. But
no,
I thought you said Matthew Broderick. That's what I'll say it.
Matthew Broderick?
That's what I thought you said. But I was like,
dude,
okay, well, no.
Broderick and McConaughey are two very different sounding names.
I know. I messed up.
Are you okay?
What's the third one of today, man? My brain's going a little mush.
That's fair. But
what'd you bring to me?
Back to Zootopia.
Stay on
It is a
task.
2016 film from our overlords, Disney. Walt Disney. This movie, boy howdy, is it a success?
Yeah.
All right.
It did well.
So it is a 3D animated film. Its budget was $150 million.
Okay, that tracks.
I want you to guess how much this movie grossed.
150 million was his budget. I'm
Yes.
gonna guess.
And it was a success.
I mean, 300 million.
Is that your final answer?
I guess. Yeah.
This movie grossed $1.024 billion.
It hit the billions.
It hit the billions. I don't know how long it took to hit the billions, but when I
Holy
checked
shit.
it this morning,
Yeah.
it said billion.
God damn.
Yeah.
That's like the most successful movie we've done.
Yeah, we haven't done
We haven't hit-
Titanic or Avatar or
No.
Avengers Endgame
Or any of the Star
Infinity
Wars
War.
or anything.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. This movie
I don't know why.
breached $1 billion.
I don't know why I would guess lower because it did. It was everywhere. You saw it everywhere.
Oh, yeah. This movie was a huge success,
Man, that's crazy.
which is crazy that it's taken this long for a sequel to come out.
Maybe they're working on it. I mean, honestly, I'll tell you right now. I know you're going to ask me here in a second. I love this movie. It's
Hey, Michael, what'd you think of this film?
I love this movie. Every bit of it was so beautiful. Like the visuals were outstanding. The commentary was great. The characters were great. The world was awesome. It's such a treasure, and I'm honestly really happy you brought me an animated film because I brought you a few now, and this is the first one you're bringing to me, and I'm super pumped about it, man. And I don't know, man. I love it. What made you bring it to me?
One, I love this film.
Yes.
I have watched it several times.
Yeah?
Even like
Just randomly?
Yeah. Like I rewatched it this morning, but I've seen it several times before that. Just I don't know. It's like one of those. It's one of those like feel good films for me.
Sure.
That just like not when I'm sad. It's something that I watch to cheer me up. But
Yeah.
if I'm like if I just have a night to myself or something, it's like let's watch Zootopia. You know what? Fuck it.
Why not?
You know.
It's funny you say that because actually the last time I watched it was not even a few months ago because Aria and I were just on Disney Plus and we're like, you want to watch Zootopia? She's like, yeah, I want to watch Zootopia.
It's a great film.
It's great.
It's a great film.
It's a great film.
Like I even hit up in the Big Lads Discord.
Yeah.
I just out of nowhere just said, you know, guys, Zootopia is a great film, but the ungodly stuff that is said on that Discord, one of them was just like, oh no, here we go. Because like I know when Zootopia came out, there was like this whole like furry thing comparison.
Yeah.
You know, like
I mean,
I've heard some funny stories from other YouTubers who have seen this film.
yeah.
In
yeah.
theaters, of course. Because
Full
2016,
transparency.
there was no virus that was scaring everyone or killing people.
Exactly. Full transparency with this. And I'm not a furry or anything, but
Yeah.
I mean, Hops, come on. She's super cute. You know? Anybody who says Hops isn't super cute is like lying.
I mean, I thought Nick was an attractive Sly Fox.
I thought he was attractive as
I
well.
thought they do a really good job with like giving them human characteristics without doing this weird human hybrid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it still felt like an animal, kind of.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Like a Disney animal, but it was like...
it was clearly an animal, but it wasn't like that weird amalgamesh of like Planet of the Apes. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. There was... And all their mannerisms so cool. Like, I remember... Like, turning it on this time, I actually watched really with intent, right?
Yeah.
So I'm watching, like, the first scene in the play as a kid's.
Yeah.
And the fox who's on stage... I think it was a fox. And
No, there was no fox on stage.
it was a predator, though, on stage.
Yes, it was a tiger.
It was a tiger, that's
Yes.
right. He was a tiger.
He wanted to become an accountant.
He was so cute. And his little mannerisms when like she's talking, like he's like shuffling to the side and he's like kind of like looking
the box
down.
drops down and actually hits him on the
Yeah,
head. And he's
yeah.
like, oh yeah, because he wasn't standing in the right spot.
Oh God, the mannerisms are why these characters are so endearing.
Well, dude, I don't know what type of animal it is, but the one that was doing the music or the sound effects.
Yeah.
I will literally rewatch the intro multiple times just for that little dude. I love the looks that he gives on his face, the seriousness.
He's so serious.
Yeah. It's so childishly fun.
Yeah, it's a blast, dude. And I think any age group can laugh at this movie. Yeah. I remember the first time I kind of heard about it, I was going to the movie theater to see something else, but there was a stinger, and it wasn't like a trailer. It was like a whole scene that played of this movie.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you don't have to guess what scene it was because the funniest scene in the movie is the DMV.
Okay.
And they played through the entire DMV scene, and I was like, I have to see this movie because that's hilarious. And the theater was just roaring laughter, you know? Like, it was so like, wow, all the little details they have in this make all the characters so hilarious and funny and real. And it's a blast.
Yeah, like this movie, it has been a while since I've seen the film.
Yeah.
To be honest, but rewatching it this morning, there were so many moments where I legitimately laughed out loud.
Yeah.
You know, and
were you
this
by
is a
yourself,
movie
or?
I have seen. Yeah.
I laughed by myself too.
Yeah, like right at the beginning when Judy's parents are just like, "Hey, oh man, what? How did they bring up the question of just like, did you ever think about how we decided to like have you?" Yada yada yada, and like become carrot farmers and stuff. She's like, nope. Well, we decided to give up on our dreams and settle. And I literally busted out laughing at that. Just like how dead nuts it was to like the darkness of that joke, but the reality of it. That there are people that like when they have kids, they're like, well, this is my life now. Forget my dreams. You know, it's like that's so disheartening, but it's real.
It's like, a joke for the parents, you know.
And the way he says it nonchalantly, like, yeah, we're happy with it, you know.
Yeah, it's
kind
of endearing and sad.
Yeah, it just made me laugh.
There was another joke that was like for the parents, and it was just like when Hobbs was doing math, and they're like, yeah, I'm good at multiplication. Or we're good at multiplication.
Yeah, I am a dumb rabbit, but we are good at multiplying.
Multiplying, that's what it was. And I was like, oh God! Like it's a stupid little pun, right? But it's like, thanks for winking to the back row there. Like it had so many. I don't know. We can move forward instead of just fucking going crazy about everything about it.
We'll get into it more, but I do want to say shout outs to the directors, Rich Moore, Byron Howard. Okay, well done, good on you, mates. The writers. Because I do think that the writing of this film is definitely its strongest point. Yes, the CGI work, amazing. Like the way they made everything look, incredible. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Absolute 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah.
They earned their paycheck.
Oh,
it's beautiful. But I will say this movie's strongest aspect is the writing.
Yeah.
From the dialogue to just like how the plot advances and all that. And to that I say, the writers of this film are the two directors I just mentioned, Rich Moore, Byron Howard, but also Jared Bush, not affiliated to George W. Bush or Jeb Bush. At least I don't think. I don't know. The Bush Empire.
Right, maybe.
Anyways, Jared Bush, Jim Raridan, Josie Trinidad, Phil Johnston, and Jennifer Lee. Quite a lot of writers, but
Great
you know
job.
what? They agreed upon a great film.
Yeah.
Well done,
guys.
y'all. Well done.
Jesus.
It's a family comedy with some action.
Yeah.
It's a good film.
Yeah.
Kids will love this film. Adults will love this film.
I haven't heard.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if you want to go into this later, but like the only people who dislike this movie that I've heard from
really
are. I know there's people who dislike this movie, isn't that
weird? I haven't met one, but
because I've heard like 3 people, and that's out of a lot of people.
Okay.
Are people thinking that, and this is a really deep topic, and we could talk about this for days because it is such a weird topic right now, is woke Hollywood and the idea that it's putting social commentary in all its movies. And personally, I think as a writer and an artist, you should be able to do that without getting crucified. But a lot of people say like, oh, this was just had an agenda trying to make kids like, back Black Lives Matter and stuff. And it's like,
I didn't get that vibe at all.
it's common decency, and they might have a little They might have a little bit of I wouldn't use the word agenda, but something similar, to have kind of like an open discussion about racism and stuff like that. Sure. But that's good. That's a good writer who does that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's the only reason that people don't like it. Not because it's a bad film, but they think the views are wrong.
I think the people who make that argument probably don't have a lot of fun in their lives, because people who make that gripe about this film, they're probably the ones who are trying to look for any opportunity to make something about race.
Sure.
To make something racist.
Yeah.
Now, I will agree that, yes, the primary conflict of this film is the fact of predators and prey living in harmony.
Yeah.
All right? One eats grass, the other eats the one that eats the grass. I can understand how there's conflict there. So it's a fair choice for the movie to go that route. That is the conflict.
Yeah.
Can this society, like, what would happen if the predators did start to go back to their natural roots, which was eating the prey.
Right.
And all that. But I didn't feel that was some commentary on racism.
Well,
or anything like that.
Do you want to talk about this now or later? Because we can keep going.
We could talk about it. You know what? Fuck it. Let's talk about it now.
Sure, why not?
Let's talk about it now while we're talking.
This movie, I completely believe that it's a commentary on race and systemic racism in not only like the U.S. but just the world, because you always have these kind of things, and like the nervousness, the moving your kids away, keeping one eye on this predator, the sly fox, and just being someone who is not only like was once dangerous or whatever. This fox is, he's a fox. He can't be trusted. I'm going to refuse service at my ice cream place. You know what I'm saying? There was deep like racial tones with that. There was also an interesting conversation with people who are more outside of a blue bubble. You know what I'm saying? Like a city center would be a blue bubble, like very left, very whatever.
Okay.
Outside, more like, say, Will County or Parker, you're going to have more red groups, just naturally, right?
Yeah.
Right? So then you look at this movie kind of saying that she's kind of in this reddish kind of thing with a very like, she's still looking forward and whatnot. And she's a lot more like progressive than her parents, but you still see that conservatism like with foxes mainly, or predators. And when she comes to the city, that is still, even though she doesn't believe that in the front of her head, it's still back here, which is what people have been talking about a lot recently with systemic racism. Is not that you're a racist person, but there's things that are just here that we kind of have to massage and work through.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not qualified to talk about a subject this deep, but I think this movie did a great job at showing it a little bit, but not, shoving it down your throat.
Yeah.
When it comes to, I don't know, it's kind of weird, and I think my only issue with them trying to make this social commentary with a example like a prey and a predator, that's a little weirder because, and this is going to sound terrible, but then what you might be hinting toward is that black people used to be violent to us, white people, before, and now we're all living in harmony. It's like, your commentary kind of slipped with that one. You know what I'm saying? But that's my only issue with the commentary there. And I can, again, this movie opens up a lot of conversation, but that's kind of like where I'm at with it. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because that's one thing that I've heard a lot about with this movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely valid.
Yeah.
It's definitely valid to say that stuff. I don't know, man. There's so much about this movie that also proved a point of, or they made it very clear of like, this has happened.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it's, that this person in particular is going to do that. Like,
right.
She even says, she's like, Gideon Gray was an idiot.
Yeah.
He was just a jerk.
Yeah.
He's just one person who was a jerk. That doesn't mean every fox I run into now is going to try to kill me.
Uh-huh.
They made that very, very clear.
Yeah.
That
they did a good a good job with that for sure.
That you should never generalize someone
Yeah.
just because that they are a predator or a prey, white or black, Mexican or a
whatever.
xenomorph,
Yeah.
or an Apache helicopter.
Right. It's just, I don't know. It is such a weird thing. And I'm again, like, the movie, there's so much conversation with this, like, kind of woke culture, but I think this movie did a really good job at, like, having it there if you want to look for it and discuss it, but also having a movie that you can go to and kind of lose yourself, like we were talking about a second ago, right?
Yeah. Because honestly, when I saw this film, the more I think about it, the more I'm actually starting to get, like, kind of pissed off. Is that when I watched this film, I genuinely just enjoyed the film.
Yeah.
I didn't sit there and think, oh, yeah, this elephant is refusing service to a fox.
Yeah.
Man, I better go out and march against Trump. Like, like, I did not think that whatsoever.
Sure.
But then again, the way the reporters, like Judy would say something and the reporters would try to spin it into something else, you know, like a leading question and all that stuff. And it's like, okay, yeah, the news does do that shit. You know?
And seeing, that's what I did like. It pointed out issues in our society through this very cute lens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In a really kind of very medium kind of way.
Yeah.
That's why it always pisses me off when someone says they hate this movie, because it's like, it's all left. It's all, radical, liberals. I'm like, well, that's kind of crazy.
I mean, I definitely didn't get that vibe either.
That's what I mean, right?
I don't. Yes, you could definitely make political comparisons to our current political climate. Mm-hmm. And even the climate that when this movie came out, 2016, Trump just got elected.
Sure, it was a big, weird time for people.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, oh no, America's going into the shitter. And like, it didn't really go into the shitter, to be completely honest. Yeah. Sure, bad things happened. Bad things always happen. Yeah, Get over yourself.
People like to blame anybody, really. And,
yes. I'm not saying that Trump was perfect, but I'm just saying Biden's not doing too much greater. Yeah, just throwing that out there.
Politicians, guys.
I know that. I know some people will take that as a hot take, but that's just facts.
Yeah.
Okay. Trump wasn't perfect. Biden's not doing any better.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Okay. But to get back to the film, is that I didn't feel like the movie in any way, shape, or form was pulling me left or pulling me right.
Agreed.
It was just. And I don't want to say it's libertarian either, okay? It wasn't
right.
When I say it was right down the middle, I'm not saying libertarian. I'm just saying it was the fact of, yes, we have differences, okay? There is a culture, there is a black culture that is different than a white culture, but at the end of the day, we're all Americans and we can get along with each other if we choose to. If we don't, if we want to just sit there and make it about race, we'll never get along. If we want to just sit there and make it about the differences rather than our similarities, we'll never get along.
Yeah. I mean, we could talk about that all day and we can go into a political podcast because I don't agree with that, but that's just where I'm at. So it's like, but yeah, again, this movie was kind of like the getting along is possible, and I love,
and it's true.
I love seeing that in a kid's movie because it is like, it's so important to like, again, show, when you see some movies for kids, they're dumb. You ever seen like a dumb kids movie?
Yeah.
Or like maybe like someone's like one of your nieces or nephews or whoever kids are watching a movie and you're like, that's just really dumb. It's just like, and it's not helping you think. It's not helping you like even enjoy like a beautiful world like Zootopia.
Well, yeah, movies or shows especially.
A lot of shows are like that right now. And it's very, very like, dude, it's so upsetting because you always, I don't know, because like there is such good writers like this bunch that can give you a story with a lot of heart and a lot of love and a lot of all these beautiful things. And there's so much shit going out. I'm going to go back to DreamWorks. DreamWorks is shit. Despicable Me, the first one was fine, but like, Jesus, man. Like,
oh, hey, hold on now. Hold on. Wasn't DreamWorks is Shrek, though?
Well, that's like their first one, though.
But you got to give
Shrek
credit
2 was the superior film, I'll say it.
To each their own. To each their own. They're both really good, don't get me wrong.
Oh, man, perfect.
Anyways, Zootopia.
So, yeah, right, we're talking about Zootopia. Yeah, I don't know. Well, you have any questions, or where are we at?
We already talked about like whether or not you love this movie. Okay, so characters. What'd you think of the characters?
Oh yeah, we kind of discussed that a little bit. It's basically like every single character has their own mannerisms, which I love, and not only like off the animal, but off like the character itself.
Yeah.
And they're all very unique. There's really no cookie cutters. Even like the side characters, like the otters, like they have their own vibe. They have this very like loving kind of like suburban parent vibe, you know, and they're like super believable. And then you have, I mean, where it goes a little more outlandish, a little more for the kids, which is funny because it's a Godfather reference. But you have Mr. Big.
Yep.
And it's like, he's fucking off the rails. He's very, very, very like only character. But it's still like, I mean, I remember his name right now. I remember who he was. You know, like that doesn't really happen with movies very much. So yeah, every character was spot on, man. I don't really have any issues there. I mean, the only character I guess would be like if you're talking about. I thought about this last night, first time watching it, which is kind of funny because it's so funny. Like a fox isn't only sneaky. You know, a rabbit isn't only dumb, but a weasel, he's a weasel. Like, he sucks.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I was like, all right, I guess they don't like weasels. Okay. But yeah, I mean, he was still hilarious. I like.
Yeah. Played by the ever so amazing Alan Tudyk.
Really?
Yeah, that was Alan Tudyk.
He's great.
Yep.
He's so great.
Oh, I love him. He is such a good voice actor, and he's just a funny guy.
Oh, man.
He seems like a really cool dude.
Dude, that's awesome. He's such a cool guy.
Yeah, that was Alan Tudyk playing the Weasel.
He played
Weaselton.
What was the last one he did?
Duke Weaselton, I think.
What Duke?
Yeah, I think that was the character's full name.
He's awesome.
Because he also plays the weasel, not the animal weasel, but the guys whose last name is Weasel or Weaselton or something like that from Frozen.
Oh, okay. He also played the chicken in Moana.
Yes.
Which I find hilarious.
Yep. Like, hey, we got this big name voice actor. What should we have him do? We got him be a chicken.
That reminds me of, I don't want to go on too many rants this time because this is going to be long enough, but it reminds me of when South Park like finally cast George Clooney as one of their voice actors.
Yeah.
And they waited forever because he wanted to be on the show because he was one of the first people to actually make it viral, the first video. So when they finally got George Clooney to be in the show, he was like all excited, and they're like, "You can be the dog."
Yep.
I'm like, "Barf!" Like that's all he did, and he's George fucking Clooney.
Yeah, exactly. At that time, he was huge. He was everywhere.
Oh my god, right? And like, this is South Park.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh man, it's awesome. So cool.
But, okay, yeah. I mean, all the characters, I thoroughly enjoyed them. From our main characters that we followed to the villain, the overall villain, and all that. Like they're what they were about. Their reasonings for being the way they are. It made sense.
Yeah.
They did such a good job. It's such a good film. We need to stop politicizing everything. Okay?
Are you pissed off now?
Kind of, yeah.
See, now you're talking about the same. Now you're talking the same way that other people are taking. Well, you're still saying it's good though.
I'm still saying it's good because it is good.
Oh, you're talking about I see what you're talking about. The people who over politicize the movie.
Yes.
This episode could be 24 hours of us talking about this.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know. I want to hear what you guys think as well. So jump in the conversation a little bit. So we don't have to talk about this the entire episode because we damn well could. And if you want us to, we'll come back and do it.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, we could.
We'll start a Patreon and we'll put it up there.
Oh, boy. Pay me for my wrong opinion. No. No, I legitimately love this film.
Yeah.
Like, I don't say that about a lot of movies.
Well, you're not really an animation guy either.
I truly love this film. It is one of those, like, how can I don't know. It's like a ray of hope of like people can make good movies. People can still make good movies for kids that have a good message. You don't have to overcomplicate the message with your own agenda you're trying to cram into it. This is just a simple movie that's like, hey, anyone can be anything if they put their mind to it, and there's going to be conflict in pursuing that dream.
Yeah, and you can really...
The world is a broken place. There is problems.
These little like she moved into the apartment.
Yeah.
And I love that. It was so real. It wasn't like I'm gonna go, get this house or whatever. It was like this little shit apartment. They're like they called it the luxury apartments or something.
Yeah.
And she walks in and she's like, I love it, And then she's all happy-go-lucky, and the first day hits her like a rock, and she's out. Like she's like, oh my god, I can barely do this anymore,
Yep.
And that's so real, dude. That's so real when you try to like start a new thing. And you're like all pumped about it.
Yeah. Everyone like they get this quote unquote dream job and they think everything's going to be perfect now.
Yeah.
Because I got this job that I went to school for.
Yeah.
I'm going to get paid exactly what I think I should get
what
paid.
I deserve.
And yada,
yeah.
yada, yada. And then they go to the interview and realize, oh, okay. Like I'm still getting paid a decent amount, but I'm not getting paid nearly as much as I want to get paid.
And it's a job and it's a grind.
Like,
and yeah.
Hey kid, welcome to reality. Some things you have to earn. Yes, I know you went to school to like get a degree and all this crap, yada yada yada. That is appreciated, and that's why you are making more than the average Joe, from the get go. But there's still room for improvement. You don't just get the degree and suddenly you're set for retirement. Like
that's
what do you think this is?
Yeah,
Heaven?
yeah. What do you think you're getting into here? I mean, yeah, it was super super interesting that way. I mean, like. I don't know if you're ready to do this or not, but the plot. Can we go to the plot? Is that next or what's next?
Yeah. We go to plot.
Cool. So I was kind of just thinking about like, again with the plot moving in such a like, it moves pretty quick in a very satisfying way. You kind of get all caught up, whatever.
Yeah.
And then when she's actually going to Zootopia, it starts slowing down a little bit and going through day to day. But it is so wonderful how you can see this kind of like decline. Then she has these little good moments and a little down, little up, little down. And it's not like, I mean, this movie is still guilty of the third act kind of, there's always this third act like, oh, there's conflict. And then it resolves because you need some conflict before the end.
Of course.
But besides that, it really does a good job of naturally going up and down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So... I don't know, man. And guys, we just talked about a movie called Reminiscence.
Hopping on back on this bullshit.
Well, I was just thinking, like, they did this, like, kind of crime detective movie.
Yeah.
And Zootopia did it so much better. It was so much more intriguing. I was actually curious. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I was just thinking about that. If Reminiscence comes out first, there you go. If it comes out second, I didn't like it. I'm sorry to spoil that for you.
Fair enough. We'll make sure that this comes out second compared to
we probably should.
Let's just make sure that happens.
Yeah. I don't want to give spoilers away.
Right.
I don't know, John.
I think you do know.
I don't know. What did you like the plot? What do you think?
Yeah, of course I like the plot. Of course I like it.
What are you talking about?
There is pretty much nothing with this film that I don't like.
It's smooth sailing, dude.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that like we watched. I was listening through because we finally released the Silver Linings Playbook, and that was another one where it's like every scene just kind of fits.
Yeah.
You don't really get a scene where you're like, nah. I don't know.
When I was watching this morning, I asked myself, is there any fat that can be trimmed off this? Is there any like extra baggage that
you were watching with that mentality?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't find one.
Really?
I can't find one.
That's really cool. That's super cool. Because you're like the fat trimmer of a critic.
The only thing I could think of doing is maybe like we'd be talking like trimming seconds off of a scene.
Just like ends and beginnings. And
yeah. But that might ruin the pacing. That might ruin like the natural feel that the movie already has.
Sure.
So I legitimately cannot find a way to make this film better.
I love that so much.
Sure, there are some questions with this film from a world building perspective that makes you really scratch your head because you see stuff like.
Were you talking? I'm curious if you thought the same thing.
There's two things.
Okay.
One, when she's on the train that's going through like the 3 different biomes,
right?
Or I guess worlds.
Yeah, the forest, the desert, and the Arctic, right?
Yeah. When she's going through the Arctic, you see that there's a fish market. So you're like, okay, so I guess fish aren't sentient, you know, like fish are still fish,
right?
Which is kind of weird because everything else is like,
right,
actually
living and
yeah. But I guess fish aren't, so that's neat.
I didn't see that. That's funny.
Sucks to be fish, I guess. Fish are still just dumb fish.
Yeah, fish have no souls.
So that was one where I was just kind of like, okay, that's a little weird, but whatever. That's the world they want to build. That's their world. So be it.
Yeah.
And then the second one, which was more of a joke that I actually saw scrolling through Instagram as a meme, was the fact that there's ice cream. People are eating ice cream. Who is being milked in this world? what poor bastard has to roll over and be milked?
Oh, I didn't think about
to make
that.
ice cream.
Maybe it's coconut milk.
Okay, fair. I guess
I don't know.
It might be coconut or almond milk.
Maybe.
Okay, I didn't even think about that. I immediately went to, oh my God, there's like a family of cows that are just being held hostage.
It's like the scene in Mad Max Fury Road, like the basement, like the milking lair.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This movie was a little darker.
Who was being milked? But I guess that makes more sense. It didn't even cross my mind that there's almond milk and coconut milk.
I'm just gonna say that so I don't think about the milking layer.
It could have been that.
So I was thinking,
I guess it solves that problem. But the fish, it sucks to be fish.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. Little technical difficulties. Yeah, so they have these like sprinklers, right, to simulate rain.
Yep.
In the rainforest. So it was kind of made me think. I was like, they must live in a really like dry climate to maintain the desert being so dry. Well,
you could see that it has those like gigantic like heat cannons or something like that.
Do they?
Yeah, when she's going from the desert into the Arctic biome, if you see the walls, you'll see like these giant like they're essentially like heat cannons.
Yeah.
There's just like fire coming out of them shooting into the biome, and then when she goes through the other side of that engine or whatever, it's like it's ice or like frost and snow.
All the detail, man.
Like it's really cool.
That's so
really
neat.
Cool. Honestly, I wish, man, I don't know. I'd have to watch the movie again to see if they do it, but it would be really cool if they just like, if they had a map of the world,
Yeah, like Zootopia itself, like.
Yeah, like if they had like a top-down look.
They had one map.
Is it like a giant circle and then it's like sliced off into like it's pied off? You know what I mean?
They had one map. It kind of looks. I think they had a map because I'm remembering in my head, or I'm thinking about Avatar because they're very similar looking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because Avatar's map is very weirdly the same.
Fair.
But I think they had a map in the movie, and let me know in the comments too, because or post a picture or something.
I want to say it's a map of Zootopia itself, though. Like
you're
the
saying,
city. I'm talking like all the biomes.
I don't even know. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Huh. That'd be really cool to look at. I'm sure they put all the detail in there too.
Yeah.
There must be like a book or something with the artwork and
could be.
You know.
I don't know. Maybe on Disney's page or something.
Yeah. That'd be
maybe
super
if they
fun
come out with Zootopia 2, they'll have something. I don't know.
I'm curious, man. That'd be awesome.
But yeah, the world building. It's great.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Even like, and they, before she becomes a cop and like gets on the train to go, and we start getting a song sung by us by Shakira.
Oh, God bless Shakira. What a banger of a tune, right?
It's pretty catchy, although it could be really misconstrued very quickly.
What do you mean?
The tagline: "Try everything, try anything."
Yeah, maybe not Shakira. Maybe
try
avoid.
anything. Try meth.
All right.
Really?
I didn't even think about that.
Well, if Shakira really wants me to,
It's one of those songs too. I'm like, if I hear it one more time after the movies, that was me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Knock knock.
You're good.
If I watch that one more time. Or if I listen to that song one more time after the movie, I'm sick of it because they really like playing that song in the movie. And
yeah.
But besides that, in the movie, I love listening to it every time.
Yes,
awesome.
I agree.
Yeah,
and I mean, like they do like a whole outro concert with that song.
Right.
So you hear it a few times.
Yeah. And she did a good job too.
But
Gazelle.
oh yeah, so when she's going through police academy training,
Yeah.
you know, the polar bear who's like running the whole thing. I don't know the proper title. Yeah, she says that there's 11 different biomes or 11 different environments.
Does she?
Yeah, says 11.
Wow.
But you only go through like 4 or 5 of them because there's the place that she grew up in.
Yeah.
And then there's the desert, which they don't even go through. It's just seen when she's on the train ride. Like they
I guess
don't
that's
actually
true.
explore that
They
world.
don't visit.
The Arctic, which they kind of go through a little bit.
Yeah.
The rainforest, where they spend quite a bit of time.
Sure.
And then Zootopia, the city itself.
Yeah, where they spend most of
It's
the time.
like, what are the other biomes? You know, what
I didn't know
what
they
are
said
they?
that. That's really interesting.
you know, she said there's 11. So
Maybe they'll jump into those in
what
the
are
sequel.
what are the other 7?
Ooh.
You know?
All right, I'm down, dude. Fuck.
Yeah.
They probably have like an Amazon kind of thing and shit. Oh,
But isn't
that'd
that the
be cool.
rainforest? The rainforest Amazon?
Oh, I meant sorry, not Amazon.
Maybe like a forest. Like mountain
yeah, you can
forest,
do like a mountain forest, or you can do
mountain
like
peaks.
Lion King shit with the, I don't know.
I know.
I
Yeah.
know.
See?
Now I'm
Yeah.
interested.
Yeah.
I'm super interested. What a cool like little thing they threw you, and
Yeah.
I didn't even hear that. That's super neat.
Yeah. No, this movie's fantastic. I really love this film.
Yeah, I could say it over and over again too.
Yeah.
Do you bring any fun facts for us?
No. I do not have a single fun fact
think the
because I
11
just want to talk about how great this film is. All right, nothing more, nothing less.
I like that you did. I mean, the 11 is probably a fun fact for me because I missed that. I don't know, man. It is so interesting to have like. I don't know. I was thinking about. We talked about this already, but the pacing and just the comedic timing of the DMV scene is stupid funny.
Yeah, it's
And
great.
I mean, and they took their time because they are sloths,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no like jump or cut or anything like that. It was just like one scene.
Yes.
And they went all the way through it. And I don't even know if kids would necessarily love this scene. They might get kind of bored.
I could see it going either way.
Yeah.
Because I could see some kids who are laughing at the fact that, oh my God, they're moving so slow, you know, and then they try to imitate moving that slow. Like,
Sure.
Maybe like when they're having dinner that night,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and they're like, hey, can you pass the salt?
Yeah.
And then they just slowly do it, you know, like I could see a kid doing that.
I'm sure
from
there's
watching
a lot
the
of kids who
scene.
do that. Yeah. Yeah. It is more fun to kind of like and laugh with your parents. I remember when I was seeing that one scene in the theater. I didn't see this movie in the theater, but like I wish I saw it in the theater.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool. Did you see it in the theater?
No, I did not see it in theaters.
Damn.
I saw it when it was on Netflix.
I think that's when I saw it too.
Yeah.
Seeing it in the theater would have been awesome with all the big city shots.
Yeah.
Oh man, but I just went totally off topic and I forgot what I was talking about. Oh no! Oh God! I forget.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man.
Can't help you.
I don't know.
Like they had such good attention to detail. There was one scene though I will criticize. Actually, it's like a praise and a critique at the same time.
I love these.
So she goes to police academy training, and it even says 15 years later.
Okay.
All right. When she sees her parents again, or when you see her parents again, like from the graduation to like her getting on the train and leaving, and all that, they do look older, which was awesome.
Parents?
Yes.
Yeah.
The parents clearly look older. Like their fur isn't as light. It's like darker colored, if you notice, especially with the dad because he was more like reddish.
Sure, yeah.
Orange-ish, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you notice, their fur is a lot darker because they're older, you know, grayer, I guess, so to speak, which I thought was such a good thing. But then it got me thinking, wait, her parents said that she has like 267 brothers and sisters and stuff, but like none of them, there weren't any other bunnies that I saw, or at least not clear in shot.
Oh, like
that were like the same age as her, or that looked the same age as her
at the train station.
Yeah, at the train station.
Because you saw them earlier, right?
Wouldn't a lot of them be like her size,
or like at least saying goodbye?
Or you know, I don't know. I thought that was one thing where I was like, that was really good continuity, but also bad continuity at the same time.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting because it's like I know the how many hundreds of kids was a joke, but if you're gonna say it, follow it up.
Yeah, if you're gonna say that she has that many brothers and sisters,
Yeah.
shouldn't there be a fair amount of though? I'm not saying all 200 plus brothers and sisters need to be there, but
No.
there should be quite a few of those rabbits that are the same like size
Yeah.
as Judy. You know what I'm saying?
Or just toss a few in the background. Maybe when they're saying goodbye, have them kind of form, come behind the parents just to be like, oh,
Yeah.
they're still there,
Now, to be fair, maybe I missed them. Maybe they're in like the background or a peripheral shot.
Who knows? Yeah.
That I completely missed. If I
Yeah.
did, my bad. But
Right.
I don't know. It just didn't seem obvious to me.
That's funny. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one nitpick that a lot of people had with the movie, which I don't know if I necessarily agree. So, assistant mayor turned mayor,
Bellwether.
who's voiced by what's her face? What's her name? Money, please, from Parks and Rec.
Hold on. Let me.
Oh, what's her name? That's like right on the tip of
Oh,
my tongue.
no, I don't want Sing. I want Zootopia.
I want the better one.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with Sing. Nothing wrong with Sing, you Sing fans. The gorilla was very charming. It was a charming gorilla. That was more furry than this. Fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my opinion. Jenny Slate beat you.
Yes, Jenny Slate.
Jenny Slate is so funny. Anyway, that character, a lot of people kind of had this thing where it's like it's the stupid like last act turnaround. I'm a surprise villain, because that is done a lot, in movies, especially kids movies.
Yeah.
I don't really see that as like a weird, crazy turnaround,
Okay.
I feel like she's been kind of like tossed around for the entire movie, and she reacts to that. I don't know if it's like maybe the way she acted a little like, oh, villainy, maybe that's a little like over the top, but it's like, I don't know, like you needed a villain, and she was the person who made the most sense from what she's been through, right?
Yeah, like clearly being under the being assistant to Mayor Lionheart, aka J.K. Simmons, the wonderful J.K. Simmons. They had a lot of big name actors actually.
Yeah.
With this.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute.
Sure.
But yeah, like clearly her job as the assistant to the mayor like sucked. It sucked. Her office was shit. She
really
wasn't
an assistant.
She wasn't really praised for her work.
Yeah.
And all that. She got a mug that said "World's Best Dad."
Yeah, and it was crossed out.
And the dad was crossed out. Assistant. Like clearly not given the respect that she deserves with that type of job.
Oh, yeah.
And all the crap she has to do. How Lionheart would like push her to the side for the photo.
Yeah.
All that stuff. But she does have those little setups, like she remembers Judy and she's like just throwing those little quips like us little guys got to stick together, Yeah,
it was foreshadowed, I think.
Right. There's the foreshadowing was definitely there. Sure. You can take it as, oh, she's just being friendly and like relatable because they are both little compared to everyone else there.
Yes, seriously.
Like quite literally little. But hey, sometimes people will try to come off as friends first before they try to bite you, In the words of the late, great Steve Irwin.
Oh, there's a boy.
Oh,
he's so great.
Like crocodiles are sometimes better than people. Sometimes people will try to be your friend first.
That's a hot take. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so she's like, that was like issue that I've heard a lot. There was something like fun, like little Easter eggs too, like when they finally found the night howlers and the flowers themselves,
Mm-hmm.
And the guy in the orange jumpsuit is like, what is it? Yeah, Jesse and Walter here, and I was like, Breaking Bad reference in my Zootopia.
Yes. Even the way that he was dressed up too. He had the hazmat suit on. You said it was orange. I see it as yellow.
It was yellow.
Okay.
You're
all
right.
I'm just making sure. Like, hey,
are we colorblind or one of us? Yeah.
But
that reference.
they had the Breaking Bad reference. Jesse and Walter here. No freaking way.
I know you saw it when you saw like the jumpsuit. You're like kind of thinking that.
And he puts on the mask, or the gas mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, okay, this has Breaking Bad vibes to it,
Right.
clearly.
And a little bit of an ode to it.
And then they just throw it right on the nose. Right on the nose with the names.
That's like something that people talked about more than anything when it first was released too. Like people our age were like, oh,
yeah.
Breaking Bad reference in Zootopia. Go watch it.
Absolutely. Man, it's really, really. They have so many good little quips like that throughout this whole film.
Yeah.
You know? And again, like the whole Godfather scene, you know, and just like the way he talked and just all that stuff. Like so good.
Yeah, he was hilarious.
Mr. Big.
I mean, like, you know, Godfather has been it's so funny how much it's been like referenced in kids movies more than adult movies.
Yeah.
Cuz like who was I thinking? I was thinking like Rugrats in Paris starts up with a Godfather reference. And it's like, who is this for? Like,
yeah.
I mean,
children are not going to get this.
But now kids get it because they just see it referenced so much.
Yes.
It's like, oh yeah, that's the guy that they're referencing. I don't care who he is, but it's like Tommy Pickles, you know, or Angelica.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, that's fine. And if now it's your own reference, it's great. But yeah, it's just kind of funny. It's like, that's so interesting how it's always used.
Definitely.
So
it's like fun. That in Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z's reference
are constantly referenced in kid shows. And just like, you know.
Yeah.
The whole screaming to get stronger and the hair.
That's a big one.
Turning gold, power up, and all. Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyajin.
I don't know, man. Well, yeah, I mean, and speaking, I don't know, man. I mean, that's kind of like what I got to say about the movie myself. Like, I love the plot, I love the characters. What is it like? And the ending was great. I don't know, man. This movie's just like a slam dunk. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
They also do a really good job with making you go, oh, you know, like Lionheart's the bad guy. Because, you know, they have all the missing cases are right here. Yeah. Lionheart's here, and he's like, yeah, but we got to figure this out, yada, yada, yada. Like, this is his fault kind of thing. But, like, you know, but then you realize, oh, okay, he wasn't actually the one behind it. He even says at the end of the movie, he was like, I did bad, but with good intentions. It was one of those situations, you know.
That made me laugh.
Was I wrong? Yes. But I was just trying to do good by doing bad.
That's so funny. It's just like the straight politician, and he just like leans right into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the funniest thing.
But I mean, at the same time, like, he's got a point.
Yeah, right.
He wasn't doing anything like he wasn't evil. He was just trying to figure out like why is this happening? He was trying to protect the city.
Sure. Yeah.
He was trying to stop like the outrage that did happen that Judy accidentally created.
Right, exactly.
By answering or by not wording herself correctly. Yeah. And the media was able to just take off with it.
Right. It was totally. And it like again, that character was so fleshed out even though he was a side character.
Yeah.
And knowing what he would do in that moment is awesome. It's like you know everybody you've seen in this movie. You know what they would react to. They're so well written.
Yeah.
Jason Bateman?
Jason Bateman is Nick Wilde, the fox.
Yes.
The sly fox.
He is just so charming, isn't he? I love Jason Bateman.
I think he's a phenomenal actor, one. Like, on-screen
actor.
Sure,
yeah.
And he's got a good voice.
Yeah, he's likable.
He's got a good voice.
Yeah.
There is plenty of personality. You know, like when it's one of those I genuinely cannot think of anybody else who would have done a better job playing a fox.
I totally agree.
You know,
he's kind of got his stuff together. He's doing his own thing, but you kind of are like eyeing him. And you're like, what are you planning? Like, what are you gonna do? You sly. And
God, I love that scene when Judy confronts him after she realizes that he kind of played her. You know, to like make the popsicles and all that stuff. I know what you're talking about. Like, it wasn't me, it was him. And the camera pans, there's no one. And when it pans back, he's gone. And he's like already
just walking away.
I love that scene. There's so many scenes like that where it's like,
oh man,
this is such a good movie.
Oh, dude, every scene just like leaks that kind of charming. It's so charming.
But Jennifer Goodwin is Judy.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine a different voice for that character.
Nope.
She embraced just kind of like rabbits are smaller creatures, so they naturally have higher pitched voices.
Yeah.
And all that. Even her dad, like being a male with a lower
still
voice,
had the
it was
kind
still
of-
in like the upper range.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like Barry White voicing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
as you say that, it makes total. And then they have the one character who has like this really low voice, and he's like the baby,
Yeah. Yeah, they did do that, which was pretty funny.
which was the
honestly.
joke. But yeah, you're right. It was such good casting, and she was so endearing, and like her voice is perfect because she's like super strong but super little. You know?
Yeah, her voice had power to it.
Oh yeah.
It had like it had courage
Yes.
to it.
It did. It really did. It was really good casting in this movie.
Oh,
And
definitely.
Idris Elba, isn't it? We
Idris
just talked
Elba,
about
as
his-
Bogo,
yeah.
Chief Bogo.
He's perfect. He's like
So good.
he's such a good voice, man.
It would have been, I guess one thing I would have liked to have seen was maybe Chief Bogo in a little more action, to see him actually like do something
Sure.
rather than always just being a menacing water buffalo or whatever he was.
I think that's what he is. But yeah, seeing him in action would have been really cool because I bet that boy could just like wreck,
Oh, absolutely.
and that'd be really cool to see. I don't know. There was good action in this too. All the action was very like nail biting, like very fun. Like the way the running away from the jaguar, right? Mm-hmm. Like that whole scene is like pulse pounding kind of action. You know, it's
they are barely one step ahead of the jaguar
the whole time, and he's catching on him the
barely
whole time too. Yeah,
one step ahead.
Oh man,
Crazy.
it's really, and it's almost like jumps into like horror movie territory for a second,
Yeah.
which is so cool. It's so smart and so daring. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
good
Definitely.
job, Disney. That's why they get the big bucks, man. Mm-hmm. Disney freaking what the fuck?
They definitely scored big on this one.
Yeah,
Because they also put in the effort on this one.
that's
It's
a
not
great point.
This movie is clearly not a cash grab.
They
took their time with it. It's not Cruella. It's not Mulan.
I was fucking A. I was no, that hurts. I was watching the credits, and they did say one of the producers, the lead producer, was John Lasseter, I think, who does all
that sounds right.
all the Pixar stuff.
Yeah.
So great guy to bring in for story and like rich storytelling.
Well, Disney owns Pixar.
They do now, yeah, but
Yeah,
they just
yeah.
don't. He doesn't work on the Disney movie side of it. He works on the
Oh,
Pixar
okay.
side still.
I see what you're saying.
Right. So like seeing him, it makes sense that he was part of this.
Yeah.
And more of that like just great fleshed out storytelling.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. No. I don't want to rush to the end, but I am curious what you're going to rate this thing.
No. Well, before we get there is one more thing that I really want to bring up.
I love it.
That like I think a lot more movies really need to take into consideration
Sure.
when dealing with these problems, and that is confronting past trauma.
Okay.
All right, and not just from the person who was victimized, but the person who attacked.
Yeah.
AKA, I'm talking about Gideon Gray. Mm-hmm. All right, the bully from the beginning of the movie,
Yeah.
and what became of him later in the film.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of movies, what they like to do is if there's someone that was a childhood bully growing up, they grow up to be like a nobody. They grow up to be like homeless and like, ha, look where bullying got him.
You're totally
He's
right.
pathetic. He's a loser. Everyone point and laugh. He deserves it because he was mean that one time.
Right.
You know?
As a kid.
A lot of movies do that, especially in like childhood movies.
Yeah.
You know, kids movies.
Yeah.
That shit happens a lot.
Yeah.
And to a degree, it does drive home the point of, hey, don't be a high school bully or childhood bully because it won't work out for you. You know, like that, like it's almost like scaring someone straight, you know, kind of thing.
That's yeah. It is like almost like a dare ad or like an old like drug kind of thing. It's like, look what you've become, you know. Yeah.
Right, exactly. But the way they did it in this film, I thought was beautiful. Now, I'm fully aware that not every situation can be mended the same way that they did it in this film.
Sure.
Because some instances are significantly worse than what happened between Judy and Gideon in the beginning of this film.
Right.
But I did love how they tied off this little like storyline. You know, it wasn't even a pressing storyline. They didn't even have to go back to it.
Yeah.
They didn't even have to.
No.
But they did, and I thought it was fantastic. Just like, hey, Gideon was able to realize himself. He didn't just get like beat up or yada, yada, yada. Maybe he did. I don't know. But
Right.
They didn't go into it with the film. But he was the one who came forward to Judy. He didn't have to, but he came forward and was like, hey, I'm really sorry about back then, yada, yada, yada. I realized I had a lot of self-doubt and I dealt with it by being mean to others. And I just want to say that, I was just a real, I can't remember the proper word he says.
Yeah.
But, he admits to this person that he antagonized when they were younger.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
You have no right to forgive me of this apology, but just know that I'm really sorry. And, I'm doing better for myself and for others around me.
Yeah.
That is gigantic.
And
That
it's
is
rare. You're right.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, imagine if we lived in a society that had people deal with their issues more like that. You know what I mean?
Amazing. Incredible.
Like,
And teaching kids to do that instead of or even some kid who's being bullied. Don't hope for this. Hope for forgiveness. Hope for communication, right?
Right.
And not hope that he, gets a shit job when he gets
right.
older.
Because they could have had that situation be like Gideon shows up and Judy beats the crap out of him or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just to prove
Or he's-
I'm better than you.
Right, but he's like the best pastry chef in town.
Yeah.
And he's happy. And
he's living a good life. And again, there was I guess there is reason in his mind, but he didn't have to apologize.
Sure, yeah.
He could have just said, "Oh, hey Judy,
Good to see you again.
good to see you again.
Yeah.
I got some pies here, and
Right.
that could have been it.
Right.
But he took that extra step, showing that, hey, just because someone was a tool back then,
Yeah.
doesn't mean they are today.
Yeah. I really like
You got to
that.
give them that chance. You got to give them that opportunity to do that themselves.
Yeah, and the character, how they talk in that scene is just really organic.
Yeah,
It's really nice. Yeah, man, really good catch. Because it is so rare to see this kind of redemption of someone who you're right. Kids movies seeing the redemption of a bully.
Yeah.
It's just maybe you'll see it in some movies where it's the bully will get scared straight again and be like, oh, I'm sorry, I did that.
Or the bully just gets killed.
Yeah, or something
just
like that.
Straight up gets killed
Shit
off.
like that happens, and it's okay, where was the lesson here? And I don't know, listening to this, maybe your bully from elementary school or whatever is now making way more money than you. That's okay. It's fine. We all have different life paths, and just learning how to discuss and communicate is so important.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know. It was one of those feel-good moments of yes, people grow up.
Yes.
Some people don't. I'm not saying that everyone
Right.
has dealt with a Gideon Gray. I'm not
Right.
saying that. But there is a good chance that maybe that person regrets the way they treated you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, they just haven't been able to
Haven't had the
tell you.
conversation.
Yeah. Maybe something that you're holding on to
Yeah.
was let go a long time ago.
Yeah.
But
Really important.
But you just don't know it yet.
Yeah. What a good thing to put in a kid's movie, man.
But
Good.
Yeah, I just
catch.
thought, I don't know. It was just a nice change of pace from how bullies are normally dealt with.
Sure.
In movies.
Sure. Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. Huh. Well, good catch, man. Fuck.
But that was the last big thing I wanted to talk about with how one of the reasons why I love this film so much.
Yeah,
It's
that
just
scene
they
was
just-
really good.
I don't know. There are so many good lessons in this film for kids.
Uh-huh.
Not just for kids though, for adults as well.
For everybody.
Literally
yeah.
everything that I've talked about in this film that kids can be learning, adults can be learning as well.
Sure. And yeah, just seeing that is so important.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
Hey, yeah, I mean, to name three right off the bat is, one, learn to forgive people because sometimes they haven't even tried to forgive themselves or tried to look inward.
Right.
And
right.
get that help.
Super important.
That's important. You learn that from Gideon Gray.
Yeah.
Second one, sometimes people do bad things, but they only do it because they have good intent. You learn that from Lionheart.
There we go, yeah.
It's true though.
No, but it's natural.
Some
it's
people
real. It's
some
reality.
people legitimately believe that they are doing the right thing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
but they might just be going about it in a bad way.
I love it. Yeah.
You know, there's that. And also that, hey, just because we're different doesn't mean we can't get along.
Yeah.
Because guess what? We can.
Yeah, it's super important.
Get over yourself. And we got to move on.
All the messages in this are so fucking good, man.
I know that last one, it's complicated. I am fully aware of that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day.
But no, what you said was right, though. The goal is, and everyone getting along is possible. And I love that idea. And this movie does a great job showing that. And it's just like, yeah. And it is such a weird thing because we, growing up, we're all like, everybody get along. And it's just like, well, it's not that easy. But then you come back and you're like, but it is that easy. And there's hoops, there's things, there's stuff. But there's like, but at the end of the day, everybody get along still rings true.
Yeah. You have to know that like everyone comes from a different background. Uh-huh. So for some people, yes, it is harder for them to accept that, hey, we can all get along.
Yeah.
Because they might have had something traumatizing in their life.
Sure.
Or, that deals with that situation.
Right.
So it is hard for them to just be like, oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah. Understandable. Yeah. But it still rings true. Like, we can get along.
Yeah. That always ends.
We can get along.
Look at that. Look at us at Filmbuster.
Yeah.
Man, we've been here for a long time, dude.
Yeah, we have.
But you guys are so great for listening.
Yeah. Hopefully you have seen Zootopia already. From today's standards, it's old now, being 2016.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. It feels like yesterday, doesn't it?
Kinda. I mean, the graphics still hold up. The CGI and all that, it still holds up perfectly.
It beats to some of today's movies, like, by far.
Oh,
still.
God, yeah.
Oh, man.
Easily.
So far.
Yeah.
We have to rate it. Fuck. I was going to say bye.
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. We do our ratings first, and then we look at Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, right. You want me to go first? You want to go first?
I will go first. Yeah. I absolutely love this movie. So 9.5 out of 10.
Oh, man, that feels good.
9.5 out of 10.
That feels so good.
It's not a perfect 10 because nothing's perfect.
No. When we run across that perfect 10, we'll probably just implode.
There is one movie in my mind that is a perfect 10. We have not reviewed it yet, and I will not say what it is.
Because you might want to bring that.
Yeah, I will.
I'm curious.
I will.
I would give this movie a 9.5 as well.
Nice.
Yeah, that's kind of funny that we're in agreement there. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, also another thing that I really liked about this film was that it had a female lead character that wasn't just immediately good at everything.
We talked about that in
I greatly appreciate
a lot of movies,
any
actually.
film that does that, and not just for female characters, for male characters as well.
Sure, but it happens more with female characters today.
It does.
Yeah,
it does, because they're like, is that hard pushed agenda of like, oh God, we need more strong female characters, so just get them out there.
Right, but you don't go through
instead
the
of building
steps.
them up. Yeah,
totally. Yeah, good on you guys. That was really good.
Like Judy, she earned her stars and stripes. Mm-hmm.
Through thick and thin,
she
through
she
the tough
failed
stuff.
quite a lot.
Yeah,
but she got back up and kept pushing forward.
I love her.
And
I love her.
She succeeded.
Judy Hopps.
All right. The Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. I'm curious.
All right. The critics gave this a 98%.
Holy ballsack!
98%.
That's like almost perfect.
Almost perfect.
Jesus
Audience score,
Christ.
92%.
Wow.
So not far off.
That's crazy. We're all in the 90s.
Still an A. Yeah.
All four of us are in the 90s.
I'm telling you, this movie is great. Movie is great.
Jesus.
Go check it out.
Go check it out. Go watch it. It's on HBO.
If you have not seen it yet, you are doing yourself a disservice.
It's on Disney Plus.
Yes, it's on Disney Plus.
So, yeah, just borrow mine or John's login. But before we go, I'm putting this at all the end of the episodes. We have an Instagram now.
Yes.
It's just Filmabuster. You just look up Filmabuster and you'll see our little logo there. Give us a follow. Say hello.
Absolutely.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And until next time, you beautiful bunch of bitches.
Well, I wouldn't call them bitches.
I'm sorry. Bye.
All right. Well, I love you.
Hey, it's John from Filmabuster. If you liked this episode, then like it. Weekly videos will be posted, so subscribe to stay updated.